Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nick, along with Ox and Q for the Ox and Q show. We are broadcasting from IKEA, Sweden. And, our topic is that we're talking about is joy.
Well, first of all, I want to say, hey, happy holidays to all you guys.
Happy holidays.
Kansas City won today. That was big.
They're not quite as good as the Rams, but I mean, come on.
Boy, Ox, what kind of hat you got on there, my man?
You didn't know I work part-time at the North Pole, man. Yeah, that's right. What do you want for Christmas?
All right, Nick, take us away.
Yeah, well, let's see. Well, I would like to talk about joy, joy of the season, joy of being with family and friends, and there's the whole spirit of giving, and the time of the birth of Christ, and I would like, amen.
Yeah. I know for me, joy, just to be here this Christmas and, see my son get married and see my daughter doing so well in college, and things are clicking right along that if I didn't take some action in my life, I would not be here. And so I just know that the reason for the season is Christ, but also the fact that I keep working the program, keep being centered, and it means a lot. And I'm glad to be here with you guys.
Amen. Yeah, to me, joy is at another level beyond happiness. I was thinking about that this morning. I'm remembering back in the days of depression when things were really bad in my life. And the difference now is when I allowed God to move in my heart, it really changed things inside to where I consistently have Jesus in my heart. And now I feel every day like so blessed just to wake up. The joy of, having my children and everything, that's great. But you can't enjoy any of that unless you have that feeling of joy inside of your heart. It's so important that we remember every day to count our blessings, to thank God in the morning, and to thank Him each night, because we're not guaranteed any time here on this world. And it is such a blessing. We should be full of joy just knowing that Christ came down on earth to show us how to conduct ourselves so that we could live a good, abundant life, and that we could feel joy in our hearts.
Yeah.
Nick?
I would like to say also about joy in relation to recovery. If you've been through the life of addiction and been in the misery, and I know anybody that's listening can relate to this, and then you get recovered and you escape from the bondage of recovery. You get Jesus in your life and you get recovery, get your life. That's a joy that I think people who have never had to experience the misery of addiction, it's maybe something they wouldn't understand, but there's just such a great joy in getting recovery and getting out of the bondage of addiction and just getting your life back and your family back and your self-esteem back and your self-confidence back and your ambition. And there's just so much joy in that it's just a great thing.
Right.
And if there's anybody out there that's listening who's suffering in your addiction, get help, get into a treatment program, whatever, get recovery, get off the drugs and alcohol, because there's so much joy, so much better life out there than what drugs and addiction could ever.
Amen. There's centers all over that are willing to help, and with the new law now, and Trump has allotted over $1 billion towards the opioid crisis in the country. So there is help, and you don't have to pay. There's help for people that are. Of course, we're poor when we're in our addiction, so just go seek help, man. And we at Ox and Q, we all love you and we care about you. We'd like to see you get help.
Well, there's opportunity and hope, and there's serenity if you take action.
Yeah. The joy of the Lord is my strength.
Amen.
Joy
this
to the world.
Has been the Ox
Q Show
with our very special guest,
Nick. Signing off.